Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So back in December of 2022, I had done a market prediction video where I had given 9 specific predictions about the stock markets for the year 2023. Now fortunately for me and people who are regular viewers of this channel, those predictions have been going really well. And in case you have made investments, if you have taken certain bets based on that macro data, again, please check the entire video here. Everything is in open. Those predictions are going well. You might be already in green. Now, this is not a chest thumping video that, my predictions were right. I'm an investor. My predictions can go wrong. I'm very upfront about it. The objective of today's video is for me to give you a fresher perspective, add new data, tell you what I'm doing in the market. So in case you're looking to make more investments in the market, this video can give you a fresher perspective as per today's market dynamics. Humble request that please like these type of videos. I relate a lot of stock markets, macroeconomics, my investment experiences, combine all into one. So your likes will act as an indicator to me that you would want me to continue making these type of videos. Also, a very big shout out to our sponsors for today, which is taxbuddy.com. It is an excellent tax filing platform. Tax filing season in India is well and truly underway. Thousands of taxpayers came forward to avail their massive 40% discount, which was valid till 31st of May. This discount has now been reduced to 35% and it would continue up until 15th of June. So please check the links in the description and comment box and use the TaxBuddy platform to file your taxes. Also, many of you might not be thinking about filing your taxes early, but I highly encourage you to file your taxes early because it gives you some opportunities to plan your taxes properly. So do go and check out TaxBuddy and check the links in the description and comment box. So with that said, let me take you through 8 specific points that I want to discuss with you. So point number 2 and the prediction number 1 that I had made back in December of 2022 was that the market is going to fall by approximately 10%. So this is me saying the same thing. Very good chance that we will see a 10% correction in the year 2023. So let us see whether that prediction has come true, and there are 2-3 very important points that I would take you through. So the first key point is, and this is where I had made the prediction somewhere in December, the markets after that fell by roughly 8%. So not exactly 10%, but roughly 8%. So I could say that this prediction was partially true. After that, the markets have been running. And to what extent has these been running? So they have approximately given, as of today, roughly 11% gain. So if you would have purchased a lot of stuff here in this zone, you would have been sitting on a lot of profits. Now that is a sailed boat. There is no point in talking about it. What I would like to talk about is this new phase. And this is the phase that I'm talking about. This is more important as of today. Why is that? It is because of this channel that is getting formed. So all I've done is that I've drawn the support and resistance line. This is a clear channel that is getting formed, and there is a very clear technical indicators that are getting played here. And it looks like that if nothing major happens from this point, then this channel is likely to be respected. So many of you might be sitting and asking the question now that should I wait? Should I wait for like maybe 2-3 months and then start investing? I would say no. I would rather encourage you to build some positions here. Why? Because you are at this lower end of this channel. There will be times when this channel would be broken. There is a very good probability of that happening. For example, the channel might go like this, it might come down like this, it might go like this, it might come down like this, and it might get broken also. That is there. But the point is that this channel is a very strong channel that has already gotten formed. So we need to go by technicals as of now. So according to that, at least as of now, since no major macro changes are happening per se, it is very likely that this channel is going to get respected. And from that perspective, building position or at least being 80% invested in the markets right now makes a lot of sense. So that is my understanding of it. Of course, you can have a contrarian viewpoint. You can wait for the markets to correct. If you have some internal knowledge that channel breakdown will happen here, somewhere there, probably you can do that. But as of today, point number B is that we are definitely in a bull run. I have been saying that for the last several months that we are in a bull run. I have been orienting my portfolio accordingly. Community channel members accordingly. I had been explaining every single macro commentary quite diligently. And you can go and check out all these posts on channel membership community. These are still available. And this bull run is going to get accelerated from this point. But let me very quickly present what I had said back in December of 2022, I had said this. Things are going to happen when it comes to interest rate. Point number one is that the interest rate rise is going to slow down. So it is being forecasted that the interest rate in the US will rise to 5.5%. Then the interest rates will start to get cut down. Now this is a major point because whenever the interest rates are cut down, the stock market rallies quite aggressively. For example, 2008 was a prime example. 2020 COVID was a... So now I have been harping on the fact that we are in a bull run and this bull run is going to get accelerated. What makes me say that? So one of the central points that make me say that is the concept of interest rate. Again, I had explained that, presented that entire explanation on that December 2022 video. I will present a very quick updated version of that. See, so take a look at this particular chart. What you will notice is that these are the interest rates in India. Right, and what happens generally in the market is that if the interest rates are cut, what this leads to? This leads to more credit flow or flow of money in the economy. So the flow of money will go up if the interest rates are being cut. Now, if the credit flow in the economy goes up, then what does that lead to? Well, it leads to the rocketing or increasing of the stock market. This has played out back after 2008. This has played out after 2020 crisis also. This has played out after almost every single crash. So what exactly is happening in this chart? So what you will notice is that India increased its interest rate from roughly 4% all the way to 6.5%, and now you might be seeing this flat line. I'm not sure if you're able to see this clearly, but it is flat lining. Why is that the case? The reason is that the RBI or Reserve Bank of India had decided that, you know what, we are just going to pause the rate hike. First step there is that the central banks increase the interest rate. Second step is that they pause the interest rate increase. Third step is that they cut the interest rate. We are already reaching that point where interest rates hike have been paused or the rate of interest rate hike has been paused. Next step, the moment it happens that the interest rates are being brought down, stock market will become rocket. Now, to what point will the stock markets go up? Please watch the entire video. You will get that understanding. I will reveal the answer along the way also. But this is one of the reasons why I'm saying that despite being at 18,500 right now, we are not finished with that bull run. That bull run is about to start. It will ramp up massively when these interest rates are cut. And this will not happen only in India. This will happen in relationship to the entire world. Even the US will cut its interest rate. Even India will cut its interest rate. So very quickly taking you to United States data also. So you will see that it has peaked to 5.5%, and it is now being assumed by analysts that from this point there will not be a massive interest rate hikes. There will be interest rate cuts. It might happen that the markets can go in this range of 18,500 to maybe like 19,000 in India over the period of next 3-4 months. But by the end of this year, it is very, very likely that we will definitely beat that 19,500 levels very easily. So this brings me to the third prediction that I had made in December of 2022, which was about the US stock market. I had categorically said that the US stock market is going to rally like anything, especially their indices, NASDAQ and S&P 500. If you want to use this information to make a lot of money, then you could consider building some positions in the US stock if your risk appetite matches. So from that perspective, I would say that there is a good opportunity in NASDAQ and S&P 500 right now. This is not a buying or selling recommendation. I'm just simply telling you whatever I'm doing in the market. If it makes sense, then you could consider building some positions, especially given the fact that these entire broad market index, which are relatively less risky, they are trading at a massive discount right now in the US. So here is the run up for NASDAQ over the past 6 months. It has gone up by roughly 16-17%. So making 16-17% free money almost on a solid asset like NASDAQ, where the risk profile is very, very low. According to me, that's a great bet. I had been investing quite heavily in the US stocks. I will be building more positions in US stocks specifically. I will disclose the names on the member community section. Even right now, investing in the US stocks makes sense. Was it a better opportunity 6 months ago, 5-6 months ago? 100% yes. It was definitely a better opportunity then compared to now. But that does not mean that right now the US market is like completely done with and there are no profit making opportunities there. There are multiple profit making opportunities there. So let me present a very quick updated analysis there also. So here is the last 6 month chart. You can clearly see that 18% gains have been achieved. If you consider this, right, you will see that NASDAQ is roughly at 13,240 And here the peak of Nasdaq was around 15,000. So still, according to me, there is a good 15% gain to be made on Nasdaq. What is the reason for that? So what is the underlying composition of Nasdaq? It is primarily tech stocks. Take a look at Apple's profit. Take a look at Google's profit. Take a look at where they are pivoting. All these things are pointing to a healthy direction. That's part A. Part B. Take a look at all the negative things that have happened with these tech companies. There were two primary concerns with tech companies. One was the valuation concern, that these companies have gone up in value like anything and their valuations is going to get crushed. And that happened. A lot of companies corrected by 50-50, 60-60%. But that phase seems to be over. The second key problem with tech companies was the massive layoff. कि भाई इतने लोग निकाल दिए. That indicates that there is some deeper trouble with these tech companies. That Meta firing like 10% of its workforce, Google firing like 15% of its workforce. I'm just making these numbers, but the rough estimates were somewhere around these, that almost every major tech company had fired like 15% of their tech force. So people were assuming that there is something going off with these tech companies. But nothing of that sort is getting uncovered. It means that this was just a cost optimization exercise and it did not impact their project scale or their expansion plans. These companies are very much still solid companies sitting on massive balance sheet. Some stocks which I have been absolutely bullish about, for example, Meta has given like 100% returns, which is absolutely crazy given the size of the company. But anyways, coming back to the topic, that should you be considering investing in the US stocks? The answer is still yes, that you can definitely pick some bets here, especially if you have that 2-3 year vision. And in this bull run also, tech stocks are going to perform exceedingly well. If you are thinking that, okay, US stocks, I don't want to invest, what are some good big brands that I can invest in India? I would still say that banks are in a decent position. I will speak more about them subsequently. So this brings us to the fourth prediction that I had done, and I had categorically said this. So please listen to this. Now my third key prediction is that debt heavy company that have given a lot of run up in the last 2 years are going to get corrected quite aggressively. So I have no personal animosity with Adani Group or Airtel Bharti. So these were the two companies that I've spoken about. Let us look at their performance. Some people are extremely bullish that these companies are going to do exceedingly well. क्योंकि क्या ही बिगड़ जाएगा? For example, let me take you through the Adani story. So let us pick Adani Enterprise and let me show you how much it has fallen by in the last 6 months. So it has gotten crushed by almost 40% in the last 6 months. Now you would say that, okay, Supreme Court verdict has come. It has given clean chit to Adani Group and everything is great with the company, that no disclosure issues are there, no foreign portfolio investor issues are there, the line of ownership is very clear, everything is good. So there is no hidden thing or murky thing that is going on with the firm. See, I'm no one to give anyone a certificate. That is not the debate I'm trying to enter into. I'm just simply going to ask you 2-3 basic questions from this point. Point number 1, why did the Adani stocks fall? Most of you would say कि Westerners ने आरोप लगा दिए, Hindenburg said something bad stuff about Adani ji and the stocks fell. Okay, if that were the case, then why haven't the Adani stocks gone up exactly to that same point where they were trading? They are still good like 45-50% trading below their peak. Why is that happening despite a clean chit from Supreme Court? So this is a basic question that people need to ask from an investor's viewpoint. Second key point, that have you read the fine print of what the Supreme Court expert panel that was appointed, what have they specifically said on that? It's a very complicated report. I am happy to make a video, explain it to you in more detail. I don't want to step into like politics and all that stuff. मुझे झिक नहीं चाहिए. So I am not trying to do that, but honestly I will just leave you with 2-3 basic things. See, whenever in the court of law certain things are to be tested, they work on questions कि exactly ये चीज हुई है कि नहीं. So they will investigate on question front. It's not a clean chit that they have done a complete investigation and given someone a clean chit. Even SEBI had said this, and I'm reading it out and I will flash the article also, that India's market watchdog has drawn a blank in investigation into suspected violations in overseas investment in Adani Group, and pursuing the case could be a journey without destination. A court appointed panel said. Do you think that this is like a clean chit? I will leave that verdict up to you. I'm very happy to make like a 20-25 minute video on that, explain you finer points about this report, but please do not consider this report to be a clean chit, and it is getting reflected into the market. Again, if you don't trust it, simply ask a question that SC expert appointed panel gave a clean chit. So why haven't the Adani stocks gone up immediately to that same level as they were previously trading? So that's my simple question from an investment viewpoint. There is a lot of layers that needs to be peeled. We'll not get into that. That is not going to be market related per se. But I hope you get the picture that number one, please stay away still from debt heavy companies. Multiple reasons for you to stay away from that. These type of companies do not do exceptionally well during the initial phase of a bull run. Why is that the case? Because when the new money is getting invested into certain companies, for example, a lot of FII money is coming into India, where will they choose to invest? There are so many undervalued opportunities. They will not participate in risky companies. They will give their money to better companies which are safe, sound, जहाँ पे they can make like 15-20% CAGR easily without taking too much headache, too much risk. So that is the viewpoint. But still, if some of you would say that no, we want to experience stocks जहाँ पे थोड़ा thrill रहे, right? I mean, काम करने का थोड़ी मस्ती चढ़ती रहे, right? I mean, that every day we'll look up, some news will come, then we will make some issues and hoo halla on Twitter, this, that. Okay, so then please go invest in these type of companies. If you are still looking for better risk reward equation, then I would personally feel that something like small cap stocks are wonderfully placed right now. I've done a separate video on that. Please go and check it, and I will be making a series of small cap related posts starting tomorrow on the member community tab. So please pick these type of things according to me. Again, not an investment advice. You can consult your own SEBI registered investment advisors and take their viewpoint, ask them logic. That's the most important thing, that don't invest your own hard-earned money depending on what other people tell you, right? You have to do your own due diligence. What is the meaning of due diligence? It means that you are actually understanding the logic of everyone and then making your own call to invest your own money. So anyways, the summary point here is that I do not feel that debt heavy companies are going to do well. Companies like Adani Stock, companies like Airtel might struggle. There is a very high chance that they might struggle. So I am staying away from them. I have not built any position on it, and I neither plan on building any positions on them. So with that said, let's move on to the next point. So the next prediction that I had made was that a lot of startups in India that are unicorn, for example, Byju's, Unacademy, they will all try to project profitability from this point because they are looking to IPO. Point number 4 is that I feel that edtech companies are going to exhibit profitability. Now, interestingly, Byju's has pushed its IPO plans. A lot of hidden things are coming out on Byju's business model, vagera. I don't know. Again, it becomes a very complicated story to explain. But wherever you constantly see like promoters in the news, startup founders in the news for all the wrong reason, just stay away. Even if they bring the IPO, I'm not going to invest 1 rupee in it. I'm telling it to you point blank. So please don't even approach me कि IPO के लिए पैसे ले लो and promote कर दो. I'm not going to do all that nonsense. I never do such nonsense. Now, do I have personal animosity with a lot of startups? No, absolutely not. There are wonderful startups. They are doing wonderful job. There are a lot of startups that are just simply playing the valuation game. Now, I simply do not like companies that play pure valuation game. Now, think about this, that there is a company called as BlackRock. It is an investor in Byju's. It owns like 1% equity in it. It has downgraded its investment and cut the valuation of Byju's from $22 billion all the way to $8 billion. Now think about it, that Byju's valuation was $22 billion. 22 billion. Now, can you imagine how much money is 22 billion? Just for context, and I'm just quoting it from memory, India's education budget is roughly 12 to 13 billion dollars. So that's approximately 2 times that of India's education budget. That is the size of a startup, or the valuation of a startup. Should you be, as an investor or a retail investor, when IPOs come at that level, should you be buying it? The short answer is no, you should definitely not be buying it. I have been one of the staunch non-supporters of crazy valuations of startup. I had made video against Zomato, Paytm, all these companies when they came up with crazy valuations. I had purchased Zomato once it got massively discounted. I have built a lot of positions. Now it's in green for me. I had been speaking about it quite confidently now. Does that mean that you should also go and invest? The short answer is no. But see, any IPO, when it gets launched, it will go through its market discovery phase. Right now, I've been very bullish on SBI cards, and for the last 3 odd months, I have been building a lot of position already quite in green. Why is that the case? So let me take you to its IPO history. So this is where the IPO opened for SBI Payments. 724, and 2-3 months back it was again back at that same level after dancing around for close to 3 years. So nowadays what is happening is that these companies go through a price discovery phase. So wait for this price discovery phase to get over, then get into it in good companies that you have trust upon. Right now, I am not in a position to comment whether this startup is good, that startup is good. It is very, very difficult to ascertain that as a normal retail investor. So the next prediction that I had made was the fact that mid-cap stocks are going to do exceedingly well. Mid-cap and small-cap stocks are going to outperform large-cap stocks by a mile. Why am I saying it? So let me quickly take you to the small-cap and mid-cap index, do some index analysis, and then I will help you understand some context. So you can see that this is the mid-cap index in India, and from its top, it is trading at roughly 11% discount as of now. And guess what? One of my primary contributors to my own portfolio had been mid-cap stocks. They have done exceptionally well over the last few months. Just for context, this is when I had made the video, so roughly here, and even if we did not invest any single money after this, then also you would have been approximately at 7% gain. But if you chose to invest during the fall also, in this entire fall, your profits would have been crazy. So approximately on my mid-cap portfolio, I'm sitting on a gain of roughly 18 to 20% over the last 3-4 months itself. So now you might say that, okay, this rally is over. So okay, maybe not. Yes, mid-cap right now is at its all-time high. Great opportunity to have invested 5-6 months back, but that does not mean that now is not a good time. Small caps at this juncture are in a better position according to me. So I'm building a lot of positions in small caps. Why is that the case? Let me take you through a very quick snippet here. Here is the market performance of small cap compared to Nifty 50 during a bull run phase. So you will see that whenever there is a bull run in the market, so approximately market stays sideways for 70% of the time, maybe in a bull run 20% of the time, and bear run 10% of the time. So what you would notice is that whenever there is a bull run, for example 2003, Sensex or Nifty, you can pick either of the indices, it will give approximately the same performance. Sensex went up by 91-92%, small cap almost 2x, and you will see this trend playing out, except for maybe 1 or 2 exceptions here. You will always see this trend playing out. This phase from 2016 to 2018 was an anomaly time. What was the reason for that? That there was a small cap restructuring that happened, that a lot of mutual funds had to sell their small caps as per SEBI regulations. So that brought down the valuation for small caps, and there was heavy beating of small caps. But outside that, small caps have performed wonderfully better compared to Nifty 50, Sensex in any bull run. So if you want to put little bit more risky money, consider small cap over Adani stock and do like index based investing in order to lower your risk. But yes, in case you are interested in learning more about specific stocks that I'm considering, I do present a detailed viewpoint on every single thing that I'm doing on the member community tab, so you can check it out. So now comes the next prediction. I had given some commentary around banks, so let's quickly listen to it. At falls, this is strategy number 1. I still feel that banks are going to give very good returns in the year 2023. So from a bank point of view, have we done well? It depends on the segments of the banks that you're looking at. So if you have purchased top tier corporate banks, for example, HDFC, ICICI, Axis, so these banks have done okay. HDFC hasn't performed as of now. My bet is that it is going to perform from this point on. Why is that the case? Simply because of the fact that FII money is returning and they usually build positions in top tier banks. So from that perspective, banks like HDFC Bank, Kotak, ICICI Bank, they are going to show even better run up. ICICI has performed better compared to other traditional top end banks. Now, why was that the case? Because ICICI was a laggard stock for the last couple of years. On the flip side, if you look at the other segment of the bank, for example, small finance banks, which have been extremely bullish on. For example, these would be something like Equitas Small Finance, these would be Ujjivan Small Finance, PNB, Canara Bank. So all these type of banks have done really well over the last 6 months. Over time, I will be cutting my positions on small finance bank. I have already made very good gains in it. Some of my banks are stuck. For example, Aavas Financiers is one of the stocks where I have taken heavy beating. The bet hasn't gone my way as of now, but the fundamentals look good. I would continue to hold my stocks for a bit unless the situation changes. There is no reason for me to sell it. I do feel that these stocks are going to come back up. So from that perspective, I feel that going forward from this point, what is going to happen is that top end banks are going to do well. It's not as if that something like HDFC is going to do badly. In fact, it is very well placed to do a very good rally from this point. As per my understanding, of course, I can be wrong. If your analysis tells you to invest, please go and do it. my analysis tells me to invest. Since I have already built quite heavy positions, I'm not buying HDFC Bank. I'm already in good profits there. I'm just waiting for HDFC Bank to give a breakout. And again, please go and reread the ITC growth story that ITC has given like massive run up over the last 6-8 months. So whenever breakout happens, the breakout happens like crazy. You will not be able to chase it. So you need to build positions earlier on good stocks and stay put during the bull run. So that is the simple message that I'm going to give you. But yes, if you are considering investing in banking, it's a good sector to invest even now, because FII money is going to come in heavy volume and they are going to build crazy positions or crazy high positions in finance stocks, and that is going to propel the rally. That is my understanding. Of course, I can be off. So now comes the final prediction that what Nifty levels can we expect from this point on. So here I will tell you 2-3 things. So in the short term, I see the levels 19,500 getting achieved. When will this happen? If the breakout of 18,800 or the previous high actually sustains. So if there is any sort of volume there, this is the target that we are likely to hit. So whatever bulk positions I'm going to make from this point, it will be after 18,800. So this is point one. Point two is that where do I see Nifty hitting, like at what max level do I see Nifty hitting this year? So technical patterns are getting formed. So this is a cup with handle pattern, and if you pick this depth, the indicator comes out to be roughly 21,500 levels. So this is where I see the Nifty going. I am not going to do heavy selling before this level is achieved. I might do some channel trading. I might take some swing trades depending on the market circumstances. That thing I will continue to do, but my core portfolio I am not going to change up until we hit 21,500, and post that I will reassess the situation. If you have watched this video so far, thank you for watching, and do check out this next video which talks about how to build your own portfolio. This will give you an understanding how to build a balanced portfolio. So do go and check it out. It will give you more understanding. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.